Wednesday morning and I am having, I know my eggs look terrible, I got all messed up. I've got 1 egg and a quarter of a cup of egg white, and then I've got 1 cup of cooked oatmeal, my usual 1 tablespoon of flax meal, lots of berries, and then just a teaspoon of butter beds, and 2.5 tablespoons of this sugar-free coffee mate. And this is, I believe it's 6 points. Everybody, good morning. It is Thursday morning and it's August 2nd, and I just wanted to touch base real quick before we get on with the day. It's been a while. I wish I could see all of you guys looking back at me. It's so weird. I feel like if any of you remember Romper Room, that's the era I grew up in. Romper Room, I feel like Miss Marianne, looking through the mirror. I see you and I see you and I see you, but I don't really see anybody. But I do hear your comments and I know you're there. Okay, so I'm exhausted. I need rest. We have been so busy lately, so busy. We own our own business, and hubby's been up working late, and I don't want to leave him awake by himself to do it because he's like just as exhausted as I am, maybe more, and so I end up getting all my work done and waiting for him to go to bed because I don't want to just leave him up like that. So we go to bed at like 12 or 1, and then we get up at 6:30 or 7. So it's starting to add up, and we're getting really tired. Like I got up not long ago and I could just lay down and go back to sleep right now, which is not going to happen because I got to get my kids going. So anyway, I'm babysitting Calvin's, our eldest son, his little puppy dog because of his work commitments right now. So I'll be babysitting her until tomorrow evening. She is so cute and I love her to pieces. Anyway, we might be catching up on our rest this weekend because my sister, I have 7 sisters and they're all so glorious. I have one sister that sent me a Spa Finder gift certificate, and I might be getting a massage this Saturday morning. If so, then that'd be amazing. And then in the afternoon, I will let my hubby off because he'll have the boys in the morning, and then let him do some catching up on his napping, and he would really appreciate that. So we'll see, but I think we need to make a concerted effort to fit some rest in really soon because we are both exhausted. But anyway, lately I've been still doing the survival eating. I'm trying to bring in a little bit more nutrition into what I'm doing and not be so lazy and just cook on the fly, you know what I mean, quick things, and try to add more fruits and veggies or something. Now yesterday I made the mac and cheese. That was actually a vegan mac and cheese recipe because I didn't want to use real cheese and I didn't want to have a lot of fat and all that kind of stuff. But I found that recipe in Rich Roll's, it's like a family cookbook. He made it with his wife and I don't remember the name of it, but anyway, it says kids mac and cheese or something like that. It's a recipe. They use butternut squash in there instead of cheese, and so I'm always on the hunt for a good mac and cheese recipe because my 8-year-old can't have dairy of any kind, and he seemed to like it because he had 3 helpings. The other 2 had 1 helping, but one of them is sick right now. The other one, he was okay with it, but something new. So I think in his mind he was still, I don't know if I like this or not, but he ate it all, so that was great because he's a real very, very choosy fella. But anyway, so that was good. So I had that, baked broccoli, trying to just stick with the turkey franks and the chicken sausage and things like that. Now, the day before yesterday, I did really well, except not except, because it still worked in the plan, right? But I was dealing with something kind of heavy, and so I just wanted a light day, and so the kids and I just had fun all day. We just went with the flow, right? Wanted to go swimming, just went swimming. At lunchtime, we were out there doing a lot of errands, and the kids, I took them to Denny's, and we had pancakes, right? Sometimes you just gotta have pancakes. I had the multigrain pancakes with the sugar-free syrup and eggs and sausage, right? And I counted it all. And then I even counted them all, even though I split like almost half of my pancakes with my 8-year-old because he ate his and then he wanted mine. And that was fine with me because I didn't really want all those points. I was already full, but I was going to keep on eating. So I shared with him and he was good with that. But anyway, sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. And I had to deal with something emotionally, and I had a couple of friends. I have a circle of really beautiful friends that I rely on, and I relied on 2 of them for affirmation through that, and they were very uplifting and very helpful. And if you have friends that you can go to that lift you up, that, you know what I mean, that are like your fans. They're fans of yours, right? And if something's important to you, they lift you up, right? They don't say, they don't bring you down, tell you can't do stuff, right? And why you can't do stuff and things like that. And people who lift you up, they're absolutely golden. Just treasure them. And you just have to distance yourself from those who can't, for some whatever reason, they can't give you that support, right? Or it's not just that they won't. Many times they just don't have it within themselves. Maybe they're projecting onto you, things that they're struggling with. And you just have to be kind, but you do have to distance yourself. You know what I mean? And try to be as kind as you possibly can in the distancing, and just go on, right? But anyway, sometimes that's hard. Sometimes it's really hard to do. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you are less than what you know you are, than who you know you are. Don't let anybody ever tell you that, because it's in no way true. They cannot know the depths of who you are. There is no possible way that they can know everything that you've come from, everywhere that you're going, everything that is in you. They cannot read your heart. They cannot read your mind. I feel like we're all privileged to be part of each other, and to be, that our role is to uplift each other. You know what I mean? There have been a few naysayers in my life, and you just got to shake yourself off, It's just like, one of the things that always surprised me was, somebody told me a long time ago, now granted, they saw a very small amount of the work that I had done. I really wasn't putting myself out there, and I really wasn't putting, effort into it. But there was an instructor when in my first year, second year, junior college, I don't remember, years and years ago. It's over 20 years ago. It's like, what, almost 30 years ago. This is weird. Anyway, and he saw my work, and granted, it was, it was just like, eh. But I had photography work back then, and he said, you're never going to be a photographer. You're never going to do anything great. You just don't have it. And it hurt, at the time. It cut me to the core, because, after all, this guy's a photographer, and he's an instructor himself. Well, he must know it all, right? And at the time, I was so young and immature, and I let that get me down for a while. Fortunately for me, my husband now, which I knew back then, my husband, it wasn't my husband back then, but we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and we were getting to know each other, and he was also a photography student like me, and he had a passion for it, and he uplifted me, and he encouraged me, and he's like, let's do photo shoots, let's do this, let's do that. And he would see my things and say, this is really great, you should do more of this, let's do this. And he was so uplifting, and he, it swept me away. The enthusiasm swept me away and allowed me to just be myself, right? And then I had another instructor who now saw what I was doing. There was a little bit of a transformation, and he was going on, and he couldn't say enough good about that, right, about what I was doing. And that was affirming. And then years later, after my husband and I had been married, we had just, we went overseas. He was in the military and we were there. And I actually put some of my photos in like a Europe-wide contest and walked away with multiple first place, second place. I think I got 1 3rd place. I got an honorable mention. I got some sort of real special like a real special award or something like that. But anyway, they were just, it was phenomenal. I'll try to find some of those photos because those are it was amazing. Just to get so many of these. I still have the plaques and everything. I was blown away because I'm like, how do you go from a person saying you're never going to be anything in this realm, right? And you just don't have it. Just don't have it. I mean, the amount of disappointment in his face, I could still see it today, but I don't feel it anymore. I used to be able to feel that disappointment in his face. I don't feel that anymore. And it just, then years later after that, my husband and I taught photography to some marvelous teens for years, and we ended up making, got a call. Anyway, we saw the impact that it made when you give to somebody out of yourself and out of your passion, and what that translates into in another person. So, I mean, I just feel like, for me, somebody invested in me, and that was my sweet husband, way back then, and then another teacher that I had, back then, the positive teacher. Just they invested. When you invest in somebody and you give to them and you give affirmation to them, you grow something that is phenomenal. You may never see the whole fruit of that, but know that there's an amazing orchid that's going to sprout out of your kindness. If you don't believe that somebody can do it, don't tell them that. Tell them that you can believe in them. But because you can't believe it is your problem, not their problem. That is a problem that you need to get over. But it's I think the people that are backing me up on this video, I mean, you guys, the people, my watchers, you guys are amazing, and I just want to thank you because you're always affirming. But anyway, but there are people out there that are naysayers, and they do, for whatever reason, they try to bring you down. Well, for every one naysayer, just know this. There's at least 10 more that do see the beauty in you, and they do see the power in you and everything that you're capable of. You know what I mean? And even if they don't, they know that it's there, right? And they're just, be with those people, those life-affirming people, right? And concentrate on them. You know what I mean? Concentrate on moving forward. Listen to the good words. Because listen, remember, people can't possibly see the depths of what you can and can't do. I mean, only God knows that, right? He's the one who gives us the abilities, right? He's the one that can see those things. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there today. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something. Go out there and, make it good today. So even though I'm exhausted today, I'm going to make something good. So anyway, I wanted to thank you guys for, you guys know who you are. Thanks for being my posse and for helping me get over the hurdles. And I hope that I'm that for you. I need to be a little bit more regular, I think, on my Facebook groups, and I'm going to really try to do that. And here, too. So I will see you guys a little bit later. Have a wonderful day.